Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and install the JDK 8. And the first thing I want to do is check to see how many bits my operating system is. For the most part, if I have a 64-bit operating system, I'm going to go ahead and choose the 64-bit JDK. If I have a 32-bit, I recommend the 32-bit JDK. If you have 64-bit, you can actually choose either one. You can have multiple ones installed. For our purposes, the JDK 8 64-bit for most of you would be the one I would go with. But how do I decide? How do I know what operating system I have? Well, for most of you, if I go into settings and then PC info, you'll find it. And in Windows 7, there's going to be a similar path. You're going to go to computer system info. And you can see here, it tells me right here, I have a 64-bit operating system, x64 based processor. So I'm going to go ahead and install the 64-bit version. Important note, if you do decide to go with the 32-bit version of the JDK, also select the 32-bit version of Eclipse that we'll get to later. Just remember what you did. So let's go ahead and go into Chrome here, my browser of choice. It can be any browser, up to you. And then I'm going to go ahead and search for, and look, voila. You can see it's one of the top choices. So I'm going to go there. I have to accept this agreement. You should always, particularly if it's software you're going to use in a business, you should at least look at the terms. All right, so then I can either accept or decline that agreement. I'm going to accept it. Now these become available. If I don't accept it, I can't actually download these. So here are the two choices for Windows. It's the x86 and the x64. As I said, I'm going to go with the 64-bit, the x64 version. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and download, and it will start to download. And I'll speed this up with Movie Magic, but it shouldn't take too long. It's only 173 megabytes. It should be pretty fast, 4 or 5 minutes if you have a particularly slow connection. Okay, so now my download is complete. I can go ahead and run this. I'm going to go ahead and open. And this is actually important. Pay attention to this. When you go ahead and download something off the internet, make sure that the program name and the verified publisher are what you expect. If I saw something strange like, John's Auto Body in this, when I had downloaded this from Oracle, I might suspect that it's a virus or some sort of Trojan horse. So just always take a look and say, oh yeah, that looks correct. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Right, and this is going to walk me through the installation, which is pretty straightforward. All right, and this is fine. You'll see most of your Java runtime will be in Program Files Java. I would keep it there. That way they can be all in the same spot. You can have more than one runtime installed, depending on the requirements of the program. They may require a previous version of the Java runtime. And we can also, API document, developer guides, release notes. So let's look at those next steps. You can see here. So right out there, there's a lot of information already available to you. Hopefully, you know, the more simple side of the equation you already know how to program a little bit in Java. But it's always good to take a look and see what's available out there. You might find some new nuggets of information, some things about Java 8 that you didn't know. And in fact, we'll be using one of the new features of Java 8, which is the fact that an interface can have default methods. So it's always good to take a look when you install a new version of something. Is there any information, you know, notes, README files that might tell me something about how to use this product a little more efficiently? Go back so I can go ahead and close. And now the JDK is installed. So now I can go ahead and install the appropriate Eclipse version. Hopefully most of you are going to be using the 64-bit version of Eclipse as well. All right, on to the next video.